13 WMAZ Morning starts now.
It is still raining out there across portions of Central Georgia, and we will have rain on and off throughout most of the day today. I'll take you through it coming up.
Plus, other opportunities for you, me, and my grandchildren.
A multi-million-dollar project could make those opportunities a reality. The Macon Mall plan that county leaders announced, and why the news brings some in West Macon back to their childhood.
Plus, there's a new option for vaccinations at the Dublin VA, the clinic they now offer, and you may not need to get out of your car.
Mercer students can study abroad again. I'm going to tell you why they thought that it was important to bring the program back after this past year in just a few minutes.
Well, good morning, everyone. You saw Taylor with her umbrella, and you see it here in downtown Macon. It is a wet start to the day, but that's all right. It is a good day so far. It's Thursday, September 16th. I'm Caitlin Heck.
And I'm Wanye Reese, and we were talking about it a little bit early on, but I picked up my Minty yesterday. It was around about 3 o'clock, and it started pouring. And usually during those summertime storms, it'll end after about 5 or 10 minutes. But like Forrest Gump said, it kept raining and raining and raining.
And Courtney, and it's not stopping anytime soon, it appears.
That's right. Yeah, it's going to start and take quite some time to stop. So be sure that you are not walking out of the door without that umbrella. Do as our morning reporter Taylor did, and take that umbrella with you. You're definitely going to need it. Right now, most of the rain is falling east of 75. Almost got my directions wrong. Along 16 is where we're seeing a lot of the heavy rain to start the day. Parts of Jones and Baldwin, it looks like moving into parts of Putnam County this morning. Also in Lawrence County, that's where it looks like some of the heaviest rain is falling. And again, that is along 16. So if you're about to head out the door along I-16, just be sure you're giving yourself plenty of extra time. It looks like another heavy batch of rain starting to push into Wilcox County. That'll be rolling into Dodge County and Telfair County within the next few minutes. If you're west of 75, you're mainly dry, but we did have a lot of rain through the overnight hours, so the roads are still a little bit slick. They haven't had that time to dry out, and they more than likely won't today. You can see here a little bit of a glaze on the roads here in downtown Macon. Temperatures in the low 70s. Not going to warm up too much today. I'll time out all the rain, talk about a drier end to the work week. That's in a few minutes.
We have people from Savannah, from Warner Robins, from Twiggs County, from Milledgeville. Like, it was like a cultural hub for Middle Georgia, you know, because, you know, a lot of those smaller areas, they don't really have a mall.
Well, to people living in West Macon, the old Macon Mall holds years' worth of memories. And now with the major development announcement, more could be made. Mayor Lester Miller and other county leaders spoke about a $100 million project. That's
right. An amphitheater along with more restaurants and shopping are coming to the Macon Mall area, and the impact could spread well beyond the Eisenhower corridor.
Well, for years, we have reported on businesses leaving West Macon. Belk, Target, Macy's, and others have all ditched the Eisenhower Parkway area.
Now, we spoke with some people living in West Macon who say they are hopeful that narrative can change soon. West Macon is still home to some small mom and pop and family-owned businesses along with fast food chains. One business that stayed put, Habersham Records. They've been in business for 50 years.
Owner LJ Malone says the Macon Mall used to be a main part of Central Georgia, with people coming from all over the area to shop and hang out there. He says he's open to the plans and hopes everyone else is too. Yesterday's revitalization news also a big deal for Antonio Redding.
He's lived in the West Macon area for more than 50 years. He says for the last decade or so, it felt like his neighborhood was being neglected. With the project, Redding says it sounds similar to his childhood.
That's wonderful. That way my kids, everybody else's kids can see the things that we see the things that we did, had the fun that we had.
Bibb County says they've not selected a contractor or drawn up plans for the amphitheater, and they've not set a date to break ground yet.
This story, it got a lot of you talking on our 13 WMAZ Facebook page, so let's go ahead and take a look at some of the comments that you left. Now, Quinn says he hopes the mall can be brought back to the prominence it was known to in the 70s and 90s. He still thinks there's a place for an enclosed mall in the Middle Georgia area. Lillian is 100% for this project. She says she prayed often for some revitalization of the mall area and believes the mayor will address crime and other issues in this plan. She says nothing will be perfect, but this will be a boost for the community.
While some are a little more skeptical, Marilu says she'll believe it when she sees it. Meryl thinks it won't work. Well, what do you think about the plans for the mall? You can find this post on our 13 WMAZ Facebook page and leave your comments. Well, let's take a closer look at the Macon Mall's history. It opened in 1975 as Georgia's biggest indoor mall and a shopping mecca for Central Georgians. But over the last 2 decades, changes in shopping habits shut down some of the anchor stores like Sears and Macy's.
Their troubles grew in 2008 when the shops at River Crossing opened in North Macon. In 2011, the owners responded by demolishing their east wing, essentially cutting the mall in half. A few high-profile crimes have also hurt the mall's image. Well, 4 years ago, Bibb County set the tax value at $1.4 million.
This year, it's valued at just over $250,000. Mayor Miller says he made a lot of memories at the mall and is very passionate about that area. He says he even met his wife at the mall.
At yesterday's announcement, Miller says the Eisenhower Parkway corridor still has a lot of untapped potential.
South Bibb County, Bloomfield, this area has always been my home. And Macon has something to be excited about, and it's in a different part of Macon. I meant what I said is that Macon has been called a tale of two cities, but we're one Macon. People are starting to take notice all across the state, all across the southeast United States, that we're making a real impact. Macon is truly back, and we're back together.
For a full recap of the announcement as well as all new things planned for this project, you can look for this story on our website. That's at 13WMAZ.com. Turning to the latest in coronavirus news, changes are coming to antibody treatment distribution in Georgia. The show didn't go on for one Fox Theater performance, and veterans have a new option for getting a vaccine at the Dublin VA. Let's catch you up on 3 COVID-19 vaccine-related headlines this morning. One of the treatments used for COVID-19 will now get distributed differently in Georgia. It comes as the federal government changed the way monoclonal antibody treatments will be given out in the country. Healthcare providers will no longer be able to order the treatments directly. The Department of Health and Human Services will decide each state's weekly allocation. The Georgia Department of Public Health says they'll identify which sites in the state will get the product and the amount each site receives. A reminder, this treatment is not a replacement for a COVID-19 vaccination. Wait for it. That's what some Hamilton fans have to do after Atlanta's Fox Theater canceled last night's performance. The Fox says the show could not complete COVID-19 protocol testing in time for the performance. The theater says all future performances of the show are still scheduled to go on as planned. They also mentioned that last night's performance would be rescheduled for next week and tickets will still be good. The Carl Vinson VA now offers a one-stop shop clinic for veterans looking to get flu and COVID-19 vaccines. They opened the drive-through clinic yesterday. It's near the entrance of buildings 17 and 19 on the main campus and runs Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. The Dublin VA says veterans can choose whether they want one or both vaccines, and you don't need to schedule an appointment.
Well, today we'll learn more about Macon's plans to honor Veterans Day. County Communications says Macon Bibb, the International Cherry Blossom Festival, and the Macon Bacon will hold a press conference at 10 this morning. They'll announce a day of events and activities to honor and remember Veterans Day. Mayor Miller says he's known for years that they needed to do more to thank the men and women of our armed services. So when he took office, he says he made it a priority to begin planning for this year's Veterans Day. The county will live stream the announcement on their Facebook page. The U.S. remembers Veterans Day in November. Speaking of veterans, some will get a chance to take to the skies today. The president of the Experimental Aircraft Association out of Warner Robins says today a group will be flying World War II veterans. It's happening at both Warner Robins Air Park and the Middle Georgia Regional Airport in Macon. There will be 2 World War II era Boeing Stearmans flying the veterans. It's part of Operation September Freedom through the organization Dream Flights. A great opportunity for them. Here's a story that comes straight from the heart. A Warner Robins boy battling cancer has a new support squad.
That's right. We first introduced you to Keeson Milton almost 2 years ago when he began his battle with a rare form of cancer. Now, 4 years old, he serves as a Children's Miracle Network ambassador for the Beverly Knight Olson Children's Hospital.
Well, his mother, Tiffany Milton, says balancing all of Keeson's treatments while still caring for her other children put a strain on their family. But she recently got a call from a man named Andy Thomas with the International City Optimist Club offering some help. The club and some individual donors pulled together around $3,000 to help Keeson in his battle.
Just for someone to say, hey, we want to donate to you, and they don't know your story, they just know that you have a child that has cancer, is awesome. You don't meet many people like that.
In times of trials and tribulations, that friendships are formed and things are formed that help you to get out of your own way sometime and do something that's better than what you intended to do that day when you woke up.
And Thomas says they're not stopping there. Next month during the Northside versus Houston County game, students on both sides will wear shirts for Keeson and collect donations.
And he says some local businesses even agreed to match the amount raised. As for Keeson, his mom says he has a few months left of his current treatments, and after that, some new scans will reveal if those treatments are working and help doctors come up with their next steps. And when I was talking to Andy yesterday, he was saying, you know, it's so great to see football so big in Central Georgia.
Very big.
But to see both teams agree to put that aside for a couple minutes during that big matchup in October and, you know, really help
It's absolutely phenomenal. It's 6:40 a.m. now. Just to always see the community rally together when it really matters. We can always put our differences aside and help one another out.
Exactly. We love to see it. It warms your heart on a good Thursday morning.
It does. And we've seen these kinds of events happen before. And I mean, just how much we can collect and help the families. It's unreal. So I know that that's going to be a huge help for them. And well-deserved, well-needed. It's going to be great. So be sure you go support if you can. Now, that is definitely some good news, but of course, here I come with the bad news that it is still going to be very rainy. And we really don't need any more rain. We picked up plenty clearly yesterday. In fact, record-breaking rainfall yesterday in the city of Macon. So for September 15th, which was yesterday, at the airport, we picked up 2.51 inches of rain. That broke the record set all the way back in 1903 of 1.71 inches of rain. And we are going to add on to that total today. So as you can see here in Dublin, the roads very wet this morning. That is the case across most of Central Georgia, as the rain pretty much started yesterday afternoon and hasn't stopped all the way till now, and it will continue on and off throughout the day today. Of course, you're looking live on top of the Fred Roberts building, 72 right now in the city of Dublin. We're not going to get much warmer today, as that rain will persist, like I said, on and off as we head through your Thursday. So you do not want to leave the house, one, in a rush, and two, without your umbrella this morning for all of you heading out to work and school. Here's a look at where the rain is currently falling. It looks like in parts of Jones and Baldwin County, heading into Putnam counties where the heaviest rain is falling. Same in Lawrence County, some heavier downpours now starting to roll along 16, a very hot spot for the commute this morning. And also some heavy rain starting to roll now into Wilcox County. That could be moving into Pulaski and Dodge County within the next half hour or so. Now, if you're not dealing with the rain, which is mainly if you are west of 75, that doesn't mean that the roads aren't wet. Like I said, we had a lot of rain through the overnight and the roads haven't had a chance to rebound yet, and they won't get much opportunity today. We'll take you through future view. On and off rain will persist as we head through the afternoon, evening. Brief periods of heavier downpours will be possible. This is all thanks to post-tropical cyclone, say that 5 times fast, Nicholas. That's giving us all this tropical moisture and these bands of rain that will roll from south to north throughout the day today. Thankfully, by tomorrow morning, we should be mainly dry, maybe a few lingering showers. The roads still might be a little bit slick tomorrow morning, but we won't have any physical rain falling for the most part tomorrow. It will be mainly dry for the morning. For the afternoon, we'll start to increase our coverage of rain just slightly, but we do look drier. As we head through the day today, we'll pick up maybe another ½ inch of rain. Could see an inch of rain at best with all the rain on the way today, but temperatures will only top out in the low to mid 70s. Thankfully, Friday does look drier. Like I said, we could have about a 40% coverage of rain. Should start to clear out in time for all the Friday night football games, but we'll stay unsettled through your 7-day.